Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Yahweh. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Chai and the Pash. Salaki for that slip up at the beginning. But this is the brother Chai and the Pash. But basically, I just woke up. This is the brother Chai and the Pash coming at you with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be entitled Tory Lanez is a Distraction. Look what's happening to the farmers. You know, and the last video I did was concerning farmers. And the thing that you see in the news and in media right now, the main thing is this Tory Lanez situation and how he's innocent and so on and so forth. You know, which I was sucked into that too. I was looking at it, seeing what was going on, because I actually know his family. You know, I know his whole family. I know all his brothers. You know, and whatnot, his cousins, and all these different things. Which I'm gonna probably ask his cousin about, the situation. But nonetheless, it's not a big issue to me because there's bigger issues going on. And one of those big issues is what's going on with the farmers. The farmers are being destroyed and dismantled through this administration, through the Trump administration, secretly. Okay, and there's multiple ways that they're being destroyed, and I'm going to go into that, which I went into that in my last video as well. But dealing with this Tory Lanez situation, there's actual video evidence of what went down. Right? You have this woman Kelsey. Supposedly, the alternative story is that she was the one that was trying to shoot at Megan, and or she shot in the air or something like that, and he kind of put the gun down, and it ended up aiming at Megan, towards Megan and hitting her that male horse. Okay, because she's a demon. She was set up to further destroy the minds of the so-called black woman, and so she's not but an industry plant anyway. But nonetheless, that's the story, right? But you never really know. It could have been rehearsed multiple times or whatever the case. I don't know what the situation is. But the point is this, is that, she stated that, she was out of the car by the time that those shots went off, right? She already got out of the car. And since there's video, suppose there's a video camera that captured it all, you would clearly be able to see if that is true or not. And that would be a closed case of who had the gun. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Because other than Tory Lanez, I believe it was the driver that was in the car. And what does the driver have to do with anything? You see? But that would knock her off the list right away. And that, right, if you just look at the video of it, supposedly, the video was removed from, they weren't able to use the video or something along those lines. But the video would clear up everything. So you got this big, people are making all this fuss about what's going on, saying it's unfair and he didn't do it because why this and why that, why this and why that. When I'm sure that, they've seen the video. I'm sure that, the judge has seen the video. And whatever the case may be, they speak about how he was trying to, basically he was doing the NFT thing that was gonna cut out the middleman, being the record labels and whatnot. Supposedly, that's what that was supposed to be, and that would be a reason that Esau would get rid of him. Absolutely, 100%. That would be a reason. Okay, because you can't mess with Esau's money. You can't try to go above Esau. The scriptures say that that Lazarus, which we represent Lazarus, the Israelites represent Lazarus, will eat from the crumbs of of the rich man, right? The rich man represents these Edomites right now, okay? And eating from the crumbs means that Esau will be controlling the lion's share of the profits that we produce, okay? And if you try to go around that, Esau, the devil, will definitely put a stop to that one way or another, okay? One way or another. There's many examples of that, of people that try to do things and go around Esau and buy up a particular thing or buy up some, NBC or different things, and all of a sudden all these accusations came out against them. So we understand that is the truth. That Esau does do those things, and if that's the case, then that would be 100% true. Um, but the bottom line is this Tory Lanez situation. It could easily be the truth can be come out easily just by the video being shown. So my thing is, you never know if maybe hey, what if he did it, and they have all the evidence there, and they're having all these people go up, have these people go crazy and it's not true and blah blah blah. Well, look at the evidence, and they have all this big, this big fuss about this situation, and the whole time it's just a distraction. I believe for sure it's a distraction. Why? Because Esau's media. If Esau didn't want nothing to come out about Tory Lanez, he would block the whole thing from coming out. If he was really a threat and he was bringing out this thing about the NFTs and the NFTs was really a way to surpass the corporations, best believe Salakia, best believe okay. You Salakia, you best believe you wouldn't hear nothing about a Tory Lanez if that was the case. Okay? But that's not the case. Okay? It's all over social media. You got congresswomen popping up talking about do it, and congresswoman. Okay? We're not normal civilians, man. We are prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. We are judges, future judges, Lord willing. So we have to read between the lines. And this is what I'm seeing, And they're using the manosphere and the men versus women thing to push it forth, which we know women lie about situations and women are wicked. Obviously, the scriptures tell you that. But my point is, this particular situation is something that Esau is pushing out there, and they're not pulling out the facts of what's going on with the farmers, man. The farmer situation is serious, man. All right, now I'm going to get into that, right? The farmers, what's going on with the farmers? The farmers, first of all, what did Trump do? He cut the subsidies, right? These different payments that were to help out the farmers, because farmers, they kind of live day by day in a sense, right? It's not to say they don't. They have what do you call it? Is it capital? They have assets, not capital, assets, right? But it's not liquid. Their money that they have is not liquid. The farmers, okay, so they rely on government subsidies and things of that nature. So supposedly the black farmers weren't even getting those subsidies for a long time anyway, right? Because we're Israelites, man. Okay, we have a harder road to walk than these Edomites, so-called white, right? But those are things that are not spoken about. But now they've cut the subsidies from the Edomite farmers as well, right? And they cut the subsidies, and on top of that, they cut the funding for the National Weather Service, and the National Weather Service that allows people to get the information. the information of weather changes beforehand, and farmers need that, right? In order to protect the crops, protect the livestock, they need to know what's going to come, days in advance or a week in advance, whatever the case may be, what may come. But since he cut the funding recently, right, and basically took a good percentage of the people off of that workforce, you know, it has forecast because of the cuts. So now those things are destroyed. Those things are being destroyed, and those farmers are further being destroyed. Okay, so if you ask a farmer now whether they rock with Trump, hey, the average farmer's probably going to tell you no. Nah, man, it was a mistake voting for this guy. I thought he was going to help America, but he's destroying us. That's what's going on. But people are concerned with, did he shoot her, or was it Kelsey that shot her? Come on, man. Right? If Esau didn't want you to know about Tory Lanez and what was going on, and if he was such a threat, you wouldn't know nothing about Tory Lanez. Just like you don't know nothing about Great Millstone. You don't know nothing about... Hey, there's no news station that covered Great Millstone. Tucker Carlson seen the apostles and elders. And guess what? He didn't do no news special on Great Millstone. Oh, the Israelite group known as Great Millstone. No, they would never. They would never. They have their particular situations and agent provocateurs, right? And a lot of you Israelites are suspect agent provocateurs. The point being is that you don't hear nothing about Hebrew Israelites on mainstream media, and there's a reason for that. And we're shaking up the earth. We're causing an uproar. The people are constantly complaining about the Hebrew Israelites. All right, trying to bring people to the Israelites. They're going to show us in the mainstream media, but they're going to show us when that full demonization campaign is fully set. That's when they're going to show us in the media. Okay? That's when they're going to show the Hebrew Israelites. To the music, the whole music industry, and Amalek runs the music industry. He's not just going to allow. He's going to definitely put a stop to that. Okay, and they have the connections to do. Say this Tory Lanez thing is a distraction. I'm very suspect about what's going on here. You know what I mean? Very suspect about what the hell is going on with this whole Tory Lanez thing. All right? You need to be watching what's going on, behind closed doors. What they're not really talking about. That's what's important. Not to say I'm not going to look at any video concerning that or anything of that nature. I just know, that for some reason they're pushing this forth. For some reason they're pushing it forth. Anyways, and what the scripture says, that we cannot be ignorant of Satan's devices. We have to understand how Satan operates in order to navigate around his trickery. So anyways, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom. Yeah, oh, you're from South Africa. Okay. Well, South Africa, hey, these supposedly these so-called these Edomites out there in South Africa, these so-called white people, they're in such danger and this and that and the third, but is that the sentiment out there in South Africa? Just try to, if you could answer me very quickly, because I'm about to close the live stream. Is that the sentiment? Are these white farmers being oppressed and all this and that? Because from what I understand, they own white people are doing the best in South Africa. If he doesn't answer me quickly, I mean, you could put it on the comment section after this video is finished. But anyways, I'll give all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachakodash, the belongs to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.